Self-love isn't a concept I ever really applied to myself until my 30s. I was bullied a lot as a child for all the normal reasons. I had glasses, I wore braces, I was a little on the heavier side, I loved reading, and I wasn't the most athletic. I didn't know how to make the bullying stop, so in my little kid mind, I figured if I made fun of myself before the bullies could, I'd steal their thunder. I also thought if I became well-liked, then it would be harder for people to get away with bullying me. So I became hyper-vigilant, paying close attention to other people's emotional states. A lot of you might be able to identify with this because hypervigilance is a result of trauma. People who have been in combat, survived abuse, or have PTSD can exhibit hypervigilance. Paying close attention to other people, it really helped me understand human behavior and anticipate patterns, which was really helpful as I learned to network because I could anticipate how people might respond and what would make someone tick. But it was also a burden because I focused so much on keeping other people happy that I neglected myself. And on the surface, you couldn't see it. But if you dove a little deeper, you'd see it was there all along. It was in the way I would beat myself up when I made mistakes, how I sought the opinion of others above my own judgment. And this whole time I'm thinking, I love myself enough, right? I mean, I was in great shape. I ran my own business. I had a wonderful and supportive partner. Sure, I had my challenges just like everyone else, but I felt fine, so everything was okay, right? Then the global pandemic hit, and I felt sad and oftentimes fell into a depressive mood. And just like everyone else, I was stuck in my house in the silence of quarantine with nothing but my own thoughts. And I started to notice how a lot of them, they weren't very loving. I started to wonder, do I even love myself like I say I do? I spent so much time in my career showing other people how to love themselves, but I wasn't practicing what I preached. So from that point on, I made a decision that I would love myself and make that the top priority. And it's paid off tremendously, and now I want to help you do the same. My name is Eleanor, and I'm a life coach on a mission to help people just like you become their best selves. And today, I'm going to share with you several tips that I use and still implement daily to increase my self-love. But before we jump in, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button for your girl, okay? First thing I want you to do is look in the mirror. Yes, I know we all look in the mirror daily, but when we do, what is our goal? Most of the time is to check and make sure nothing's out of place. Does our hair look okay? Are we dressed well? Other times it's to pick our bodies apart. We pinch our stomachs, we pick at our skin, we talk about how much better we would look if parts of us were just a little bit different. I'm here to remind you that your body is your friend and you should address it as such. It's the only one you have and it's always gonna be there for you. It's not like your body wakes up and decides, you know what? Screw this person, I'm taking a day off, they don't appreciate me. Your body is always doing the best it can, so stop looking at your body in parts and see the remarkable totality of it all. It wakes you up every morning. It gets you where you need to go. It keeps you alive. It keeps you thinking and breathing. So the next time you're walking past a mirror, I want you to look at yourself, find one nice thing and compliment it. Maybe you have beautiful eyes or a lovely smile, or maybe you just got a dope outfit on that day. It doesn't matter what you choose. The point is I need you to start building new neural pathways so that you can start seeing yourself in the loving light you deserve. The next thing I want you to do is create a list of affirmations. They should focus on positive characteristics, specifically on who you want to become. Here are a couple of mine, for example. I am never alone. God is always with me. I am His daughter made in His image. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. Everything I need, I already have. Once you have a list, I want you to tape it to your bathroom mirror. And every time you go in there, repeat this entire list. Now, this is really important. You need to look at yourself when you say these affirmations because your brain needs to register that this is coming from you. It may take you a few minutes to go through the entire list, but don't cheat yourself. Stick with it. I have 32 affirmations and it takes me a few minutes to get through it all. It may seem forced or silly at first, but consider this. The brain is like a computer and the program you've been running up to this point, it's outdated. It's based on negative thought patterns and untrue messages you received from other people or society. And trust me, it really works. It felt kind of cheesy when I first started doing it, but then one day I was out and about and I started to have these negative thoughts. And immediately, without pause, it's like my brain went into response mode and responded with one of these affirmations that I constantly say. And at that point, I was really surprised and I was like, oh, this actually works. So what did I do? I immediately went home and made my affirmations even more ambitious because all I needed was proof that it worked. In addition to affirmations, I want you to start meditating. Meditation allows you to quiet your mind. Have you ever noticed that there are competing thoughts or voices in your head. Look, nothing's wrong with you. In fact, most people experience this. We have our subconscious mind and our conscious mind. Buddhist principles call the subconscious mind the monkey mind, and many believe that it's the voice of our inner critic. Here's what meditation helped me learn. The loudest voice in your head, it's not necessarily the right one. When you meditate, you start to get a bird's eye view of what's really going on with you. I found that even just 10 minutes of meditation helps me calm my nerves and I feel rejuvenated. Now, I know meditation can be intimidating if you've never done it before because it does seem hard. And when I first started, 10 minutes felt like forever. But I got better at it. And there's no right way to meditate. Just do what feels good for you. Some of my favorite apps that I use are Calm. I use that one for my daily meditations, and then Aura, which I use for my sleep meditations. If you've tried meditation and found it frustrating, I would recommend that you give it a few weeks of consistency. It's like a muscle. You have to exercise it. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but you always feel better when it's done. My last tip is probably the one that's hardest for me to implement. Learn to relax. It's especially tough if you're the type of person whose family isn't in a position to support them financially. Maybe you pay your own way through school, or your family of origin depends on you for financial support, so you're constantly sending money home. You feel like if you stop working, you're letting them down or inhibiting your own success. For as long as I can remember, financial success was of the utmost importance to me because having money, it meant freedom. I would mow my neighbor's lawn. I sold snacks at school. Shout out to my best friend from high school, Ivy, what's up, girl? Whenever I got money, I would iron it out so it was crisp. Now that's obsessive, right? But there was nothing more important to me than that feeling of pulling out some hard-earned cash. I've always been a hard worker, but I never learned to relax. I felt like if I wasn't making money or striving in some way, then I wasn't using my time wisely. I was so focused on the destination that I wasn't enjoying the journey. And I'm sure many of you can relate. You feel like you can't take a break. Quarantine forced me to relax. I'm still working on this tactic, but when I finally started letting go of fear of instability, fear of being without, and started believing that God would provide no matter what, I found that I was able to relax a lot more. And for me, relaxing is going to the park and reading a book, chilling with my boo, or watching some amazing content. By being present in my relaxation, my sleep improved, my mood increased, my digestion was better, and I'm a whole lot happier. Now, my hurdle, it was reframing my poverty-based mindset to one of abundance. And for you, it might be something completely different, but that's up to you to explore. To recap, I want you to talk to your body like your best friend. Get a list of affirmations that reflect who you want to become. Take time to meditate daily, even if it's just 10 minutes. Learn to relax in whatever way feels good for you. Learning to love yourself is a lifelong process. And while these tips might be helpful, sometimes you need more. So I recommend that you consider seeing a mental health specialist as well, so you can dig deeper and unearth the barriers that you feel are holding you back in a really safe space. Let me know how these tips work for you, and if there's something you want me to elaborate on, drop it in the comments below. Until next time, be well.